I mean, I could go on and on. Dave Ward, all of these people who I've looked up to and respected for so long, I've connected with them. And these people, and Tommy Migrant, who is now my success partner again. Anybody is Tommy's coaches in here? There's a few, all right. I freaking love that guy, man. I just want to hug him right now. That's where the magic is going to happen, is when you're able to connect with people and build those relationships, because then you become success partners and you feed off of each other and you learn from each other. So I guess there's like a sub point in that, is you got to find a success partner after you go to these events. You got to make sacrifices, financial and time. I can tell you something right now. You will never get to where you want to be in this business if you don't make sacrifices. I can promise you. Balmer knows that. Where's he at? That guy works his ass off. Balmer works a full-time job, by the way, and is in the Millionaires Club.
Yeah.
I love you, balls. Oh, there is a point I want to hit on with that. So I talk about time, right? I was a financial advisor when I graduated college. I was working 16 hours a day. When I started coaching, I didn't have the time. And I hate when people say I didn't have the time. But I found the time. Okay? So what did that mean for me? Is that when I got home, I got up at 6 a.m., went to work, got back at 9 or whatever it was. I ate my dinner, I did my double workouts, and then I worked from midnight to like 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't eat sleep, but that was what I was willing to do to get myself out of that situation that I was in. Okay? That's really important. Don't ever use time as an excuse. I will find you. Okay. This is the number one important thing. You ready for this? Are you ready to write this down?
Ready.
You're ready.
Ready.
I like this. What's your name?
Sarah.
I like you, Sarah. Okay. This is the number one most important thing if you want to be successful as a Beachbody coach. This is the biggest nugget. Are you really ready for this?
Yes.
All right. Personal development.
Amen.
Am I allowed to share another story? This is a really good one. All right. What am I doing on time, man? You got to give me an update.
Quick story.
Oh, no. How much time do I got?
You're 20 minutes in.
I'm in trouble.
Give him the 15.
You got like 8 minutes.
1 out of 15.
No, she doesn't want to.
You're killing me, man.
Go.
All right, story time. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna speak a little faster because I gotta get going. So here we go. Back when I was about 15 years old, I was really struggling with self-confidence. Okay, I was bullied greatly in school, like really bad. I remember going into the bathroom one time. My bullies followed me in, pushed me in the urinal. I peed all over my shirt. Everybody laughed at me the entire school for the rest of the day. Like, my self-confidence was way down here. Way down there. It was bad. And on top of that, I had a really hard time dealing with failure. Like, really, really hard time. So, the thing about baseball, it's really interesting that I was involved in baseball and had a hard time dealing with failure, because the thing about baseball is that if you're a great hitter, if you fail 7 out of 10 times, like, that's hard. If you don't know how to deal with failure, you should not be playing the sport of baseball. I remember one day in particular where it was so bad. I would go up to the plate, I struck out my first at-bat, and all I could think about was striking out my next at-bat. So what happened? Because I was thinking about striking out my next at-bat, I walk up to the plate, bam, whiff, three straight times. And then guess what happened? It beat me down. It defeated me. Went up to the next at-bat, struck out three times, 3 whiffs. I remember going home. I struck out like 8 times that day. It was the worst day of my life in baseball. I remember going home, and I walked up to my room, and I sat down on the floor right in front of my bed. I shut my door, and I had my head in my hands, and all I could think about is, what is the next thing that I'm going to do? because I can't do this anymore. Like, should I give up? Like, what am I going to do to get myself out of this? Like, I'm so defeated, I don't even think I could go and hit a foul ball right now. This is terrible. And I'll never forget this. My dad, anybody heard this story? You've heard this story before. My dad, I heard, walks in the door, just barges in, and he looks at me and he says, "Son, you're going to read this book." Threw his book on my bed, turned around and walked right out. And I respect my dad, and I listened to him. Picked up that book, and it was The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. That was my first experience with personal development. I read that book 4 times, and it changed my life. And just like I got addicted to hard work, I got addicted to personal development. Because I learned how to deal with failure in that book. I learned how to be confident in myself in that book. I learned how to take every single negative thought that I was thinking and replace it with a positive thought. But it didn't happen overnight. I had to practice. I had to do this over and over again. That's why I read it multiple times. Then it got to the point to where I have incredible confidence in myself. I don't fear failure. And guess what happened in my baseball game? It increased and I got better. So instead of going up and striking out and going up the next at bat, thinking about striking out and worrying about striking out, I went up to the next at bat thinking, I'm going to get a base hit. I got to let the past be the past. I got to move forward. And I did. And it changed my baseball game around. How much time we got? I haven't said it. Okay. I have some really, really important stuff here. Like, really important.